Well, hello there, guys. Welcome back to the Republic of Deseret. I think everybody more or less overwhelmingly supported the case for war here, and we're probably going to go ahead and move right into a war. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Could we lose? Absolutely. Could we absolutely crush our campaign? Definitely. But we're going to try anyway. I'm going to wait a little bit longer because some of our guys are still getting to the front. But eventually here, we are definitely going to go to war. And look at that, the Kingdom of Albania has now joined the Russian bloc. We're not going to concern ourselves too much with that. And don't forget that a lot of the movements I'm going to micromanage here on this front just because, you know, I don't trust these generals. Not right now, anyway. We just got the light tanks, and unfortunately, we don't have any light tank factories, really. But we'll try to do our best to get them out here. So let's go ahead and continue our delay tactics here for the enemy. We're going into this war pretty unprepared, I have to say, but like, you know, you guys mentioned you wanted to see it. I want to see it as well. We're going to declare war on the Liberal Party, led by Patrick Whiteduck here of the Algonquin Republic, guys. Now, potential enemies, of course, a lot of these different enemies could join them, but they're all the way across the ocean. I don't expect them to be doing anything. So we don't have any allies. I'm just going to send, and here we go, guys. We are at war with the Algonquin Republic. Now, this war we are going to really try to slow down because I know this is going to be a tough one. So we've got this army of 9 right here. And I think I'm going to go straight to Saskatoon. So hopefully this will work. I also want to get to these places that are essentially across from a river. It's very hard to beat an enemy on a river itself, but across from a river we have a much better chance. Let's go ahead. We're going to move these guys in here. And as for these guys, get ready to fight, eh? I really want to just speak like that the entire time. Attack over here as well. And we'll send some troops up this way. Guys, I hope it works. The battle will begin, and this is going to be a crazy war. Of course, they're going to call the Caucasian Democratic Republic. I hope they don't get any actual reinforcements. I don't think they're going to be able to. They might be able to get some, some reserves. But other than that, I think we're pretty much home free. Let's take a look here. The attack has begun, and so far they seem to have pretty weak infantry divisions here, guys. Now, whether or not that is how it's going to be for the rest of the war, I'm not sure. Come on, boys. Take a look here. So we're at war with quite a few states, and that is the concern. Now, sometimes when you go to war, other countries will actually want to join you. In this case, I doubt that's going to be the case, but let's check anyway. And look at that. We can create our democratic faction, guys. We've been wanting to do this since the beginning, and we're going to start. So we're going to go ahead, create a faction with Republic of Gran Colombia, and we get to name our faction. So, this is awesome. What should I call this? Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's call this the Constitutionalist faction. Even though we're not exactly constitutionalists. The Constitutionalists. There we go, guys. Republic of the Constitutionalists. Let's take a look and see what our faction looks like. That is pretty cool. Hold on a minute. Yes! And there we go, guys. They are now in our Constitutionalists. That is really cool. We're going to pause right here. We're going to try to get more people to join the Constitutionalists, namely Argentina here. I almost said Argentina. Okay, they don't want to join. That's too bad. What about the United Republic of Central America? Nope. Unfortunately, they're not interested in joining either. But we're going to look around here to see if there's anybody that would join. Maybe the Socialist Republic of Quebec? No, they don't really like us at all. We're going to have to fight these guys and these battles probably on our own, guys. A lot of these countries have already taken sides. I will still try to improve relations, but as you can see, they're at 100. And somebody mentioned that this might mean that we can't even, unfortunately, we can't even get them on our side. I'm glad to have the Colombians on our side, though. That is a huge start, and we're just going to keep on moving against the Algonquin Republic. And I want to see if I can actually ask my Colombian friends to join me, call all allies. And hopefully they will accept our call, our plea, really, for help. We're going to increase the battle just a little bit there. Merge these guys together. Just go kill things. Right, so most of these attacks seem to be going well, but some of them are not going so well at all. Obviously, I'm trying to get my men out as quickly as possible. America claims Louisiana. The Kingdom of America has issued a terse statement to the effect that the president of Louisiana state on the Western Hemisphere is unacceptable to the American government. They might be going, guys, to war over here, and thankfully, we are not part of that war. If the Kingdom of America attacks Louisiana, then, of course, the Empire of Mexico will also come to their aid, and that is going to be something that they're going to have to deal with. Come on, boys, continue the assault. We'll definitely take a look at the actual battle here and see how it's going. So far, things seem to be going very well, and if we could just break through a few of these areas, we could assist our guys where they're having trouble, namely over here on these mountains. There we go, guys, one of our units breaking through, or I should say one of our groups breaking through, and I think I'm going to go ahead and head to the right because I want to get to Saskatoon. So actually, I kind of should have changed that because heading to the left would have probably helped our men a little bit more. But no matter, we'll keep on going. I'm going to send these guys in as well. They're going in. Over here, a lot of attacks are succeeding. And hopefully we can take this huge area, guys. You could see the Algonquin Republic, despite not being very valuable, encompasses a very large area. And actually, there might be oil up here. Don't forget, Canada does have oil. It's very cold, it's hard to live in, but it's got oil and maple syrup, which is reason enough to declare war. Okay. There we go, guys. We're getting closer to Saskatoon. I'm even talking like a Canadian, or a Newfoundlander. Newfoundlander? I don't know. So we're just going to keep attacking. And here we could definitely send support for our troops. Now remember, in this war, we did not demand as much as we should have. We really actually only demanded sort of this area closest to us. And there you can see they are starting the capital of Nisku. So we definitely want to go to Nisku and see if we can beat them there. We've also got this much larger army, and I'm going to go right across the mountain to Nisku once again. We are trying to give as much support in the mountains. This is where the enemy is actually doing a pretty good job. Unfortunately, these enemies did not realize that the world is now a dangerous place, especially in this LP, and they didn't prepare 100%, but, you know, things are still very up in the air. We don't know if we can beat them. We're also not very prepared ourselves. I just saw an opportunity, and I decided I had to take it, and the Constitutionalists will prevail. I hope so, anyway. That's a cause for concern. One of our armies is cut off here. Now, we do have an army going to assist it, but that's definitely not something we want to see too much of. That can get really dangerous. There we go. Keep going. Yes, help them. Beautiful. And we did unlock Divine Right, guys, which we're obviously using to start this war, let's be honest. Let's take a look here. Actually, electronics research would be kind of cool. It's going to boost our electronics, which will, I think, in turn boost our research. So I'm going to go ahead and put a focus on that. Let's see how we're doing here in the Battle of Pontiac. We're getting closer and closer to that capital. Now, it is across a river, so I'm definitely anticipating some difficulty. But maybe not. Boy, I wouldn't want to be allied to the Republicans. They're terrible. And look at this. Are we getting support from... Oh, no, I thought that was Gran Colombia. It's not. Unfortunately, they're not here yet. We do have a few armies here, and I think it's probably a good idea to go ahead and engage this unit, because they're getting behind us, and the last thing we need is the enemy breaking through behind us. In fact, let's see if we could drop any of these units yet. Yes, we can. We're going to put them over here, and I'm going to have them join this army. There we go. And one thing we definitely want to do, we have no divisions in training. We've got to start training these guys. Let's get some of those reserve divisions. As you can see, these are some of... No, it's not the reserve division. Where is it? Yes, the Native Guard division. These are some of our best divisions, so we're going to go ahead and give them some support anti-tank, some cavalry, some more mountain units. We could start giving people tanks, but that could be a little risky. I'm going to go ahead and give these guys, just these guys, a light tank division. And obviously, we don't have a light tank factory. We're going to have to build it. Let's edit our infantry divisions as well here. Add some paras, some mountaineers. And of course, we're going to try our absolute best to get those tank factories up and running, but I think it's going to take us a while, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay. Y'all are going to come from the Idaho region, where potatoes are farmed, I think. And we'll get another Native Guard division, and this time pop them in another location. The Native Guard divisions are pretty strong, so I'm just going to keep focusing on them, to be honest with you. Train an armored division as well, but obviously we're going to need factories to build this. I might put the priority of these factories quite high, and we already have that low manpower. There's very little we can do about that. Obviously, one of the ways to fix it is to get those political points back, but right now we're trying to see if we can get Argentina to join us. That would be a huge victory, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the user is absolutely correct. And we have a war that they may be drawn into. That's the biggest issue. If we can win this war and prove our worth, I think we have a chance of getting some really good friends in this conflict. I might be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking here. So there we go. We're attacking Nisku, and I'm still attacking here. I might have to go over to the east to make sure the enemy doesn't break through, but for now, we'll continue this assault. There's no shame in dying for the great republic, boys. Come on. Alright, the Battle of Nisku. Here we go, guys. Can we break through? And I'm definitely going to take this army right here, and we're going to go into Saskatchewan. So we're going to go right, because I don't need the enemy cutting us off. That's just bad news for everybody. Well, bad news for us, at least. Keep on going. Alright, we've taken Nisku. Now where has their capital shifted? Interesting, guys. So look at this. The capital has shifted to Winnipeg. It definitely makes sense. I'm going to go ahead, take this large force, and move towards Winnipeg. I'm even going to take this force here and try to get behind the enemy. I think we can. It really depends, actually, on quite a lot of different things. These guys should be headed to... actually, I want these guys to stay here. The rest of the guys can head to Winnipeg. These guys have to defend this city, or else they're going to eventually take it back and just turn it into a capital. And that's not going to help anybody. Come on, counterattack over there on that front, guys. Gotta keep up the counterattack or we're not going to survive. Now we're starting to cut off the enemy forces. This is exactly what we want. But there's so much land between here and Winnipeg that I want to be careful. I definitely want to be careful. I want to make sure these gaps are cleared. And that's what we're doing right now. Just a bit of softening up the enemy lines, as it were. Why am I doing a British accent? We're Mormons. Okay, now these four guys I'm actually going to send north. I don't need our army to start getting cut off here, and it's starting to look like that could happen. So we might reform our units here on the borders, but right now I'm going to keep up my attack. I'm not stopping right now. Gotta keep going. Look at that large army here. Now they're very damaged for sure. They've seen a lot of combat. I'm going to go ahead and move them this way. In fact, we'll go right towards Winnipeg. Why the hell not? This is scary because it looks like this attack is breaking down. And that's obviously going to make things much more difficult. There we go. We can modify the government. We can change the conscription laws. Let's see. Strength ratio of 60% or more. Recruitable population 5%. This is definitely going to improve things. It's not going to be perfect, but service by requirement will improve our manpower. So I will do that. And it looks like the manpower modifier has gone away, and we've got 1.7 million, 1.07 million, excuse me, the mathematicians are going to kill me for that, that are willing, guys, that are totally willing to fight for this country, which is awesome. You can actually see some of these are already starting to even out, and hopefully this is the way to victory. Attack right here, man. Don't stop. Got that army so close to Winnipeg too, guys. I'm not stopping until we get there. I don't think they have anyone defending the city. Why would they? They are trying to hold the other fronts. Alright, but we do have to break through, or this army will be cut off. Got a large army here, and I think this is the right way to go. There's really not much in the northwest for us to deal with. Come on, what are you waiting for, lads? March faster. Not a single bit of resistance, but I'm sure they're going to have another city. This is just such a large landmass. I'd be surprised if this was their final capital, but I'd be very happy, guys. That would be a victory for the Republic of Deseret and for the Constitutionalist faction, of course. There we go. It's ours. And the Algonquin Republic has capitulated, guys. Oh my god. Guys, their entire thing is ours. Look at that. This is so cool. We defeated the Algonquin Republic. The Constitutionalists now control it all. And of course, we've got missing equipment production, but what else is new? We're doing our best to try to get those factories up, and we are going to do our best. Now, of course, the war continues because these guys are still in the war really incredibly, but as you can see, the Caucasian Democrats, the Baltics, and a lot of these guys are at war with Russia as well. So they're hopefully going to be slowly but surely knocked out. That's my hope. But taking all that land is unbelievable, guys. We now have more land, I think, than all the other factions. Well, at least all the Latin Royalist factions, who before were a serious threat to us. So I think we've secured a definite bit of freedom for our faction here. Sadly, these damn Argentinians still won't join us. But oh well, maybe another day. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, and have an awesome, awesome day.